All right. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. It is September 22nd, 2016, and today's topic is salad and jar parties. So I really want to start the call by setting the context for these parties. There has been a lot going around on social media in regards to these parties, and there are definitely different ways of doing them. But some of us directors and leaders in the company have worked really hard together to come up with a really great streamlined way to roll these parties out that are going to be really easy for the rep and customers. And I'd like to set the context and vision for these parties. These are really a great opportunity for you to reach out to your old customers who may be kind of burnt out from doing workshops, or maybe reaching out to customers who were too nervous to do workshops, or the meals didn't really work for their families, or the price point was too high. This is just a great door to open to get new business and fresh business, and to kind of bring a fresh perspective to your business, both literally with the salads and figuratively just offering something new, another option to your customers. So I really envision these salad jar parties to be tasting parties. I do not envision them being just like workshops where the cost up front is so much that maybe people won't buy at the end. The idea behind this is to keep the price point about half the cost of what a workshop costs, and really focus on mealtime solutions at these parties. These customers may not be interested in workshopping. Maybe they will be, because maybe they're new customers to you. But the idea is to get them tasting and trying new products while doing something super fun and productive, and they get to go home with the 4 products that they purchased with the salad bundle. Does that make sense to everybody from the get-go, that these parties are meant to be a tasting or mealtime solution party where you are still doing a demo, you're still trying different foods, and you're doing a checkout just like you would at a regular tasting party? Does that make sense to everyone? So the idea is that you'll get some sales up front, and you'll get sales at the end, and hopefully get a new crew into these parties, or an old crew that's burnt out. So moving on from that, if you do have any background noise, I hear a little bit of background noise, just mute yourself, and then when you're ready to chime in, just unmute yourself. I hear some background noise from some people. So the next thing I want to talk about, I did take some notes, so I am going to look at them. I want to explain what these salad jar parties are in regards to what maybe you've seen out there already. These salad jar parties are not prescribed recipe parties. Some of the things that maybe you've seen flying around on Facebook, you've seen specific salad recipes that people are going to make at the event. That is not how these parties are run. People are not coming to make 4 specific salads or 5 specific salads. They're coming to make salads of their liking. So the idea is that everybody comes to the event with their 5 mason jars. Everybody's going to make 5 salads. These are quart-sized mason jars. And the idea is that everybody comes with a topping or 2 to share with the group. So everybody would come to the event, we've got props, with a bowl full of whatever ingredient of their choosing. People might choose cucumbers, somebody might choose chickpeas, somebody might choose bell peppers, nuts, seeds. There's a whole list of toppings. And our amazing Teresa Johns, she is a leader here in Cincinnati, Ohio, soon to be leader. She's going to Rhode Island. And she came up with the toppings graphic and several other graphics that you're going to see floating around. So I want to give props to her. I also need to give props right now to Tony D'Agostino, who's come up with so many of the graphics as well, and as well as some of the recipes you'll learn about. So anyways, back to the toppings. Everybody brings their toppings in a bowl. And then you set up the event with everybody's toppings, just like a salad bar at, I don't know, Olive Garden or wherever else there's salad bars. So your kitchen table or island becomes the salad bar, and everybody walks around and starts filling their jars with toppings and the dressings that they've pre-purchased. So that's that, but I'm going to back it up a little bit. So in order to come to this event, people have to pre-purchase a salad bundle. We have come up with 3 different salad bundles for your guests to purchase. We felt like 3 options was probably the best based on our training that we've learned. And we wanted to offer something to our customers that they would really enjoy. We didn't want them to feel pigeonholed into one set of salad dressings. So we came up with 3 different bundles, and there are 3 different price points. They range in price from, I think, $35.50 to about $42.50, just depending on which bundle you prefer. So they're going to pre-purchase that bundle. The reason we want everyone to have their own salad dressing bundle is for 2 reasons. One is, legally, we can't, as reps, put out salad dressings of our own and let customers and charge a fee. So one idea was to charge everybody $5 to come to the event, but legally we can't do that because our customers have to open their own containers, and if we're doing this for a price or for cost, they have to have their own Wild Tree products legally. So just to clarify that. So that's why we have the salad dressing bundles. We also have them just so reps and leaders in the field can have some pre-sales and get a real commitment of people coming to these events. So the way to invite to these events is by Facebook. The reason we need everybody to use Facebook to invite for these events is everybody that's coming to the event will sign up for a topping of their choice, and you need to see who's bringing what. So if Karin brings cucumbers and Teresa brings chickpeas, then Molly can't sign up for those toppings because those have already been chosen. So you need to kind of see the thread, and that's why you want your toppings post to be the pinned post in your Facebook event page. They are also going to pre-order their bundle in that Facebook post. So there, you are going to want to have we have a graphic of the 3 different bundles, and they just need to sign up by saying, hey, I'm Maria, I want the sweet and savory bundle, and my topping is our chickpeas. So you need to get that feedback from your customers, and then you're going to invoice them. If you don't know how to invoice, then you do need to work with your upline leader so that you can, and there is training in the MRC. It's a very quick video. It's probably the easiest thing on the planet. You have to just click a little button and an invoice goes out to your customers. But you do need to gather their email address in order to invoice them. You're going to invoice them with the bundle that they chose, and they're also going to post their topping choice. Okay, so that's how you're going to be inviting, and that is the process. There are graphics to go with both of those processes so that it's very clear on what they need to do. And of course, if you have somebody that's not on Facebook that's coming to the event or wants to participate in the event, you would just figure out, send them the graphic of the bundles to choose from, make sure you get their email address, go ahead and invoice them, ask them what topping they want to bring, and post that to the Facebook group so that everybody's clear on what's being brought. Super simple. At the party, some of the details at the party. Everybody is going to get a shopping list. It's also a cute little graphic that we have made on exactly what needs to be brought by the customers. The customers are going to need to bring 5 quart-size mason jars. This is what they look like because I know everybody's visual and can learn by me telling you that these are quart-size jars. Okay, you can get wide mouth or just the regular ones. It doesn't matter. They're super cheap. They are probably like 80 cents a pop. They come in case sizes. You can buy them at Target and most grocery stores in the picnic aisle. So a couple of people could even buddy up and buy a case together. You can see here I've got some pistachios in here. They are great for storing nuts and seeds and dried fruit. So your customers will have a handy storage container when they're done with their salads. So they won't go to waste. So, and everybody's going to bring a measuring device, a tablespoon, and also maybe like a quarter cup. And I'll get to why they need their quarter cup in a minute. So that's what they're going to bring So they have, and their topping of choice. Oh, sorry. And I forgot to grab that out of the refrigerator. Salad greens. So pretend this green paper here, salad greens. They need to bring a 10-ounce bag of salad greens, okay? That needs to be brought with them. So pre-washed, ready to go salad greens. Any greens of their choice. They can bring spinach. They can bring romaine, spring mix, whatever greens they like, arugula, whatever they like and prefer. Bring about 10 ounces of that. So there is a shopping list. So everybody coming to the party should be very clear on what, 5 or 6 items they should be bringing with them. It's super simple. All of that should fit into a grocery bag pretty easily. So much simpler than a workshop. The dressings will be shipped to the hostess. If you prefer to have them shipped to you, that's up to you as a rep. Me personally, I'm shipping to my hostess. She should only get the salad dressings. I'm not going to, tell her that she also has to sort the simple or the make fresh dinner bundles or any other add-ons. I'm going to try to stick with only shipping her the salad dressing bundles so she doesn't have so much to unpack. And then I plan to arrive 30 minutes early like I do for all of my events and even help her unpack those really quickly if at all possible. So those are all going to be laid out. I've got a really nice picture from Heather Stelzer. She already tested one of these events, and she just laid out in everybody's station all 4 dressings laid out for everybody when they walked in the door so that they could start adding their dressings to the jars. Everybody is going to add 2 to 4 tablespoons of dressing to their jars, and then they're going to start walking around the island and start putting their salads together. And they can really do whatever they want. I know that's going to scare some of you because there are some authorities out there that might go, oh my gosh, I just can't imagine even coming up with a good salad that's going to taste good. I can't imagine knowing what dressing is going to go well with these salad toppings. So don't panic. We actually do have kind of workstation recipes for the reps to either laminate or put in page protectors. So Tony D'Agostino came up with salad ideas for every single dressing, literally every single dressing. So you're going to either laminate those or put them in page protectors and lay those out at your party. And if you have a panicked guest who is just going, oh, I don't know what to put in my jar, I just can't be creative and I don't hardly ever eat salad, so what do I do? They will have a suggestion for different kinds of salads depending on what salad dressing bundle they prefer. And back to the salad dressing bundle, I forgot to be very specific. The 3 salad dressing bundles, one is low sugar. Actually, it's no sugar. So there is that option for people. I know there are people on certain diets and restrictions. All of the dressings are gluten-free. So that in all the bundles. So that shouldn't be a problem. So one is called low sugar. Technically, it's actually no sugar. One is sweet and savory, and one is classic, which has, the ranch, Italian, and the things that are just more classic, Catalina. So those will be posted to the event page by your leader. So those are the dressings. Oh, back to the recipes. So there will be recipes for all of those dressings at the workshop or at the salad in a jar party. Once everybody's gone around and made their salads, they can use a Sharpie and just jot their name or initials on their jar. That because there's going to be a ton of jars laying around the kitchen or the house of wherever the party is taking place, and you don't want to get mixed up and get mixed up with somebody else's dressing. So just make sure you've got a Sharpie and everybody's putting their name right here on their lid, or they can write it pretty on the jar. You guys all out there probably have pretty painting markers. You can get as fancy as you want with putting names on these. I don't care. Simple's better. So there. What else? Let me look at my notes here. Per person, recipes. Oh, there will be a post-party email. So everyone will get a post-party thank you email. We are coming up with a really nice graphic or a post-party thank you email. And in that email, you are going to email them all the recipes for the different salad dressings. That way, if you have DIY people that can't make it to the event, they could pre-purchase their salad dressing bundle and know how to prepare some salads at home to go with those. We wanted this to be DIY because we understand that not everybody can come to the event, and we've kind of got a really good network of people that like to do DIY stuff. So that email could go to somebody as a DIY, and it will go to all the guests so that when they go home, they're going to have a ton of dressing left over. We want them to use that up right away and make more salads. Does that make sense? And that's it. Now I'm going to, open it up for questions. I'm sure I missed something, so ask me.
I have a couple of questions. My first one is for the dressings that need to be created, like the Italian and the ranch both need to be mixed, correct? And that's in a bundle. Mm-hmm. How do you handle that? And my second question is, do these have the same shipping expedition like the regular bundles do? Okay,
awesome. Such good questions, and I meant to jot that down. So awesome. Thank you for asking those questions. Okay, I'll address the first one first. The mixing of the Italian salad dressing mix and the creamy ranch mix. So anybody that orders a bundle that has those dressings in them, in the shopping list, there is a note for those people who ordered those dressings. They need to come, let's say they've got the creamy ranch. They need to come with a little Tupperware container filled with a cup of milk and mayonnaise, and then all they have to do is add their ranch when they get to the party and shake it up, and it's ready to go. And some of you are going to say, but that needs to set up before, to get it nice and creamy, right? It will set up in their jar overnight. I mean, because they're not going to eat the salad right away. They're going to take these home, put them in the fridge overnight, and then the ranch dressing will set perfectly in the jar that way. If they did order the Italian salad dressing mix, then they are going to be directed to put their oil and vinegar in a jar or Tupperware container as well, and then they'll do the same thing, shake it up at the party, and it'll be ready to go. We do have an upsell for that, so in the shopping list note, it does upsell the natural and garlic grapeseed oil. So if somebody did buy the Italian salad dressing mix and they want oil, then they can use that. Does that make sense for that question?
Yes, thank you.
And then as far as shipping goes, we do need to go back to the 10-day shipping policy on this. I know it feels like a step backwards because I don't know about you, but I'm loving the 2-day shipping from home office. I just think that's fantastic. So with this, we do need to go back to 10 business day shipping because these are not set kits. Who knows, eventually Wild Tree might love this idea as much as we do in the field and turn those into actual kits. But for right now, we do need to stick to 10 business days. A great question. What else do you got for me?
I have a question.
Sure.
I supply the measuring cups and stuff for my workshops. Do you see any reason I shouldn't just bring mine for this?
You could. That's totally up to you as a rep. Our pre-made document is going to say that they need to bring their tablespoon and quarter measuring cup. Oh, and the reason why we say a quarter measuring cup is because we say that everybody should use about a quarter measuring cup per topping. That's just sort of like a general rule of thumb as far as toppings go. Obviously, you're not going to put a quarter cup of green onions in your salad unless you're just like a total onion freak. But that's sort of like the general rule is about a quarter cup per topping, because a lot of people will say, well, how much chickpeas do I bring? Or how much chopped cucumber do I bring? Or how much bell pepper do I bring? And we are averaging about a quarter cup per jar. So if there are 10 people coming, that's 50 jars. So you would just have to do a little bit of math, but basically what I'm telling people is bring a big bowl. That's going to cover it. Does that make sense? It's up to you if you want to bring measuring devices. I always recommend people bring their own for ease.
Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on if, say, someone wants one dressing from one set, one dressing from the other? You think, I mean, I can do that since we're ordering everything individually, right?
Yeah. I mean, these are, can you hear me? Can you hear me answering?
I can, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to plug in my computer. It's dying. So I would say that that's totally up to you as a rep if you want to get, let people be more a la carte and stick to the 4 dressings. I don't see any problem with that since these aren't set kits. But these at least give everybody coming like quick, easy answer to that Facebook post. You know, who's coming, tell me what kit or bundle you want, and post your email address. So let's get this ordered. But yes, I'm sure we're going to get customers that are like, oh, I really want this or that and the other. And you'll just have to deal with those customers individually. Good question.
Okay. So there's no SKUs then, in other words, for...
Yes, there's no SKUs. This is definitely field created by stole this whole salad idea from some Juice Plus reps, and it's really blown up, and I kind of love it. So I've worked with several other directors, and we kind of just put this together ourselves. So no, Wild Tree is not providing us SKUs. We have to do this a la carte for now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the last month's team party, you did it. You had like an online form with just suggested veggies. Why can't we do it kind of that way?
Yes. So for a team meeting, a couple of team meetings, we've had Sign Up Genius for signing up for a topping, and that is totally fine. The reason we're not rolling this out to the field that way is there are a lot of people who don't know how to use Sign Up Genius, and we don't want everybody to have that barrier. And I personally don't want to take everybody through a Sign Up Genius training. So I feel like Facebook is just a very simple way to get everybody on board, and everybody can see what, by their posts, what they are bringing. It really wouldn't be any different whether it be a Sign Up Genius or Facebook post. Everybody still see what people are bringing. But for sure, if you get a group of people who are just very anti-Facebook or not into Facebook, then that is an excellent alternative, and it's super easy to use. So if you've never used Sign Up Genius before, I promise you without a shadow of a doubt, you can figure it out in about 5 or 10 minutes, just kind of based on where you are technology-wise and stuff. It's very user-friendly. So good question. And I would use that with groups that just don't do Facebook, but still want to have a party.
Hey girl, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, hi Tegan.
Hey. So do you guys have a list that's pre-fabricated of recommended toppings?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe I missed it because I jumped on a little bit late. But what are the price points for the 3 different bundles?
Yes. So $35.50 I think is the lowest priced bundle, and $42.50 is the highest priced bundle.
Okay.
And I think the one in the middle is like $41.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
So I think that we set the tone with every bundle has 4 dressings. So even if you got a customer that wanted to mix and match, it's kind of like already out there that they need to pick 4. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what was your first question though? Oh, the salad topping. Yes, Teresa Johns, she came up with this beautiful graphic, and it literally has every topping I think possibly imaginable. I think we updated that topping list like 15 times. Everything on there that's even imaginable. So we will have fabulous salads. And another question that a lot of people ask is, what if I only have like 5 people coming? Like 5 toppings doesn't sound very exciting. In that situation, you're going to want to ask your guests to bring 2 toppings, so that you have at least 10 to choose from. And I don't think anybody can bat an eye over having to bring like some more celery or bring carrots and celery. So you just have to reach out on a kind of individual basis based on the number of people coming. But because the price point is lower and people are super excited about this, I think that the attendance will be be really, really good.
I have a question, Marie. How long do they last? You might have said.
No, I didn't say that. That was a great question, and I should have had that in my notes. 7 days in the refrigerator. Some people say 5. I have personally tested it, and they absolutely last 7 days.
Do you recommend any certain toppings to not, like, I know I've seen a lot of the pictures and things, and you know, the little crunchy sticks and that kind of, do you recommend them not using those if they're gonna, on the ones that they're lasting longer, or do you not?
No, the salad dressing doesn't touch that on the toppings list and on a sheet, that another graphic that we have on how to build the salad, which will be great for reps that maybe have never done this before, and for the guests at the party. You know, you might want to put it in a picture frame or whatever. It shows how to layer and what to layer. So the things that are touching the dressing are going to be your super firm things like cucumbers, bell peppers, grape tomatoes, you know, celery, things that can marinate in that dressing and not get squishy. And then you end with your salad greens on top, so the dressing is absolutely not touching those. And then on the toppings sheet, we actually have toppings that are not recommended. So there are some toppings that we say don't bring because they don't go well in the jars. And then with all of the recipes, we actually have proteins and sort of day of toppers. So if they were building maybe a particular salad at the party and maybe they were using the Catalina, we have a salad recipe for how to make like some yummy, I think, hamburger meat or something to go on top of that salad. Or if they were DIYers, they would get the full salad, like, you know, all of the veggie part. And then if they really wanted to make it a meal, they have day of toppings, which include the proteins like chicken and taco meat and that kind of thing. So people are not bringing protein in the form of like actual meat to this event.
Okay.
Or avocados or things that go bad really fast.
What if people ask to bring more than 5 jars? Like they say, my husband and I want to make enough for my husband and I, but do you just make them buy 2 bundles of the same thing? I mean, they have enough, or do you have them bring 2 toppings?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like if they
I would refrain from that for now until you see how the flow of this goes, because everybody thinks that they're bringing enough toppings for 5 per person. So, I mean, I guess if the husband absolutely had to have them, then he needs to be sort of added as the guest list, and he needs to bring 2 toppings, and everybody needs to account for him. So she needs to be 2 people, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Maria.
Yep.
So a couple people have asked, and I brought a prop too.
Yes.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
This is like a size Ziploc. It's kind of like, I kind of describe it as like a mason jar, a plastic mason jar for, like, you know, some people are asking how can their kids have salads. So they have smaller ones to put in lunch boxes and bigger ones for people that are like me that might be a little klutzy.
Mm-hmm. And not want glass.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
like
I would say as long as it's a quart-size container, you know, they could even bring, that's a good point, Rula, they could bring 5 quart-size containers. You know, maybe I have 2 of these laying around my house, and I've got 3 other containers that I'm going to put my salads in, and that's up to the individual guests for sure. Good point. I wouldn't come in making mini salads. You know, if they wanted to do that, they could take their recipes that they get from the actual event and do that as a DIY at home.
Right. But I mean, if people want to like share that with people that they know that might want, you know, I have like some ladies that are teachers or teacher aides, and you know, they don't have a refrigerator at school, so they want to be able to fit this in their lunchbox, and they, you know.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, you can share it. If people want to use plastic containers, it's fine. This would still fit in a lunchbox. Not that big. But yeah, if they can't bring glass to school, then definitely people can use plastic for sure. You can mention that on your Facebook, you know, post. And you can even take a picture of your cute little jar that you just held up and say this is acceptable as well. So that would be great. Awesome questions. I love it. Is everybody excited about?
I have a question.
Because they are so much fun.
Bye, Maria. Thank you.
Hey, Maria, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I have one last question. It's Brooke. So I've never done one of these, and I don't think anyone on my team has done one of these. So I'm curious to know, in terms of the amount of work it takes on the rep part to coordinate all of this, is it something that you would recommend a brand new rep doing, or is this something you would maybe recommend for a newer rep who's maybe done like 3 or 4 workshops? And in terms on the amount of time invested as well, like would you recommend it for someone who, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, for sure. No, I've had this question asked before, and I've got my opinions on it. So I'm glad you asked. I think that this is such a great avenue for somebody who's already had 3 or 4 belts under them. You know, that's okay if they're new, but I personally feel like this is just like something that they haven't done before. It's new. So it might be, I don't want brand new reps who haven't even launched yet to have like 50 different options. So this might be something once they get their launches under their belt and maybe 1 or 2 other parties. Then absolutely, I think this is a great option for them. They are not time suckers at all. In fact, they are so simple to put together because the invite is so easy. Literally, you throw up a Facebook event for it. People start commenting. We've already got the prefabbed, every graphic that you could literally come up with, Tony D'Agostino has come up with, and there is a graphic for everything. Like, there's a graphic for that. And no rep is going to have to literally come up with anything. No one will have to reinvent the wheel. Every single step has been thought through. Everything's duplicatable, copyable. The rep really doesn't do anything but show up and do like a normal tasting demo, like just a normal, hey, here are mealtime solutions, things that they should already have put together, maybe their prefab packets that they talk about at their normal events. That's why I would say a brand new rep might not want to do it because they don't have all of that together yet. But somebody that's already done a few events,
right.
Absolutely, this is a great option. I think it just hits more people. Not everybody has $80 to spend on a kit. Not everybody wants to do the workshops. Some people have done the workshops and it hasn't really worked for them. There's just a whole gamut of people that we're missing the boat on. And Wildtree has so many different mealtime solutions, and this is just one of them. So I think people, I think get really excited about it.
Yeah, and I really love the idea too. And I remember there was maybe on the Idea Factory or something like that, like Lisa Thomas had posted about a miniature kids workshop, but she had like had the disclaimer like, you know, don't do this if you think you want money out of it. It's more a customer appreciation thing, or if you're a new rep, I don't know that I would do this kind of thing. And so that was why I asked the question.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure, like,
the money for this is going to come out of the rep knowing how to run a normal tasting party, because you're right. The up sales front, I mean, if 10 people come, I think you only get like $280 out of it or something on average or something like that. But I always tell people, if you're doing a regular tasting party, you start with $0. So this is a tasting party that you actually start with money in your pocket already, and you also get a very committed group. So with a regular tasting party, 15 people can say they're coming and 3 show up. With this, if 15 people are coming, you got 15 people, a captured audience. So, you know, it does take a little bit of savviness to for the rep to understand, and that's why I set the context for this is it is a tasting party. So without a shadow of a doubt, my hostesses will be making food for their guests. Like, they don't just do the salads. This is like, there will be a tasting. There will be food to taste and a party to be held, and a checkout and everything.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry if I missed that at the beginning.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I'm glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked.
Okay, Maria, I have another question for you, girlfriend.
Yeah.
So so I'm a protein gal, and when I kind of pitched this initially to my girlfriends, they were kind of stuck on, so the salads are for personal salad use. They could probably double it, I would assume, and have it be enough for a family salad. but the protein portion is not done, if I'm understanding correctly, at the actual workshop event.
Right.
It's something that they would add in later. So if I do like grilled chicken or turkey or a taco meat for a taco salad, it would be totally separate. This is just the veggies and the greens.
Right. So it's either a salad for them or a side salad for their family. And like you said, they can make it a meal by pumping it up with protein and things like that.
Okay.
Adding more greens. But yeah, these are a lot. Like these stuff me without even having protein in it. And beans are a recommended topping. So people will have chickpeas and black beans and pinto beans and things like that. So